Amen. 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 It's going to be very brief today. Amen. I'm starting from the book of Exodus chapter 12 verse 2. And it reads, "This month shall be your beginning of months, and it shall be the first month of the year to you." Amen. So we're on a series entitled Something New. Last Sunday we went over embracing the newness. Today we're going to talk about new beginnings. And it's beneficial because we're in the month of September. And according to the Jewish calendar, September is the beginning of the new year. So, and we're embracing Rosh Hashanah. And Rosh Hashanah simply means the beginning of the year. So Rosh Hashanah is, over a course of 2 days, is one of the Jewish celebrations that they still celebrate. It's one of the Jewish festivals that they still celebrate and participate. So Rosh Hashanah simply means the beginning of the year. So it is beneficial, and I believe it's prophetic for us to understand that for, as it is in the natural, so it is in the spirit. So we know that in the natural, according to the Jewish calendar, it is the beginning of the new year. So I want to prophesy that September, although it is the 9th month of our calendar, is the beginning of the new year. And it's going to make sense once I get more into the message. So over here in Exodus chapter 12 verse 2, and it reads, "This month shall be your beginning of months, and it shall be the first month of the year." I believe that's important because we're in the newness. We're embracing the newness, and we're asking God for something new. We're asking God now to do something that He has never done before. We're asking God to just move miraculous. According to the scriptures, eyes have not seen nor ears heard, neither have it entered into the heart of man. So God is able to do extraordinary. He's able to do something that He has never done before. Now we understand that God changes not, and that His word is still the same today and forevermore. It will always be the same. But how God does things, while it does not change, it can be new to us. And how we can experience and embrace God is and can be new. So as we enter into this month, and we're still in the early part of September, it's important for us to understand that this is a new month for us. So the Jews recognize September as the beginning of the new year. So I want to just take this message and talk as if it's a new year for us. Amen. A new year is like a new baby. Many changes will be necessary, some of which will be challenging, some rewarding, and some will be interrupting. A child brings changes, abrupt changes to your life. Some that you can prepare for, some that you had no idea was possible. That's one thing about children. No child is the same. Your pregnancy with one child is different from a pregnancy from the other. You may have more than sickness with one child and may not experience with the other. So that's the same thing when we're embracing a new thing, a new year or a new thing. Everything is not the same. You may have experienced and done things a certain type of way, but it does not remain the same. So this is the challenge of all new beginnings. God has seasons for each of us to have new beginnings during our lives. So I want to talk about some of those new beginnings. According to Genesis 8:28, it says, "As long as the earth endures, seed time and harvest, cold and heat, summer and winter, day and night will never cease." That is a promise that God gives us. As long as this earth shall remain, as long as this earth endures, as long as this earth still remains here, there'll be seed time and harvest, cold and heat, summer and winter, day and night will never cease. So I know I talked about it on social media. I went live Thursday afternoon talking about seed time and harvest. So it's important that we understand what seed time and harvest. So we're in according to the Gregorian calendar, and what we know right now being in the South is harvest time. So if you look around, all the fields around us were crops where we're standing very high. Now it's no longer any crops. They have collected the crops, when they have harvested the crops. So it's seed time and harvest, cold and heat, summer and winter, day and night will never cease. So as long as the earth remains, it's going to be cold and hot. It's going to be summer and winter, and it'll be day and night. So and everybody know that we still experiencing, although it's September, we are still experiencing this summer weather, this summer heat. According to our calendar, the summer does not end until September the 24th. And I don't know about anybody else, but I'm ready for the summer to be over. I really hate the summer. I'm a fall person, fall and winter. But as long as the earth remains, these things will never come to an end. So we all need new beginnings. And if you've been anywhere in life and you've experienced any trials and tribulation in life, new beginnings are important. Well, Pastor, why is a new beginning important? Well, just ask yourself, have you just got tired of a situation or tired of being a place of life where you're just ready for it to be over with? I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired, or I'm sick and tired of this same situation or still going through this same particular issue. We all need new beginnings. In fact, God's nature dictates new beginnings. So when we read Genesis 8:22, we have to understand that seed time and harvest, that's a new beginning. Cold and heat, that's a new beginning. Summer and winter, there's a new beginning. Every time we enter a new season, we enter a new beginning. So I suggest to you that it is time for your new beginning to start. Last Sunday we talked about how to embrace that newness, how to embrace the new things, how to embrace the things that God wants to do in my life and for me. I suggest to you that this morning that if you want to have a new beginning, you got to move yourself out of the way. Too often we stand in the way of God moving mightily in our life. Too often we come up with too many ideas of what God, of what we want to do, instead of allowing ourselves and allowing God to step into our life. So be honest with ourselves. If I'm going to allow God to step into my life, I got to move my flesh and my feelings out the way. I got to move my flesh and do it else. My flesh and my feelings out of the way. If God is going to truly move in my life, if he's going to truly show up in my life, I've got to move my flesh and my feelings out of the way. Because too often, and I said it before, that we're like, well, I feel I should do this, or I feel I should go here. But what did God say? Too often we move and operate and make important decisions off of our emotions. And it's not the will of God for our lives. So we have to remember there is always going to be new beginnings. And we have to embrace the new beginnings. So I'm going to do a recap of what I've just said. Now we are entering a time of Rosh Hashanah. And what Rosh Hashanah simply is, it is the Jewish calendar, it's the festival for the new year. So September is the new year according to the Jewish calendar. And it's important. So just like we celebrate when we bring in the new year and when we decree and we declare, we dance, we shout, we scream, and we run, can I suggest to you that even in this month, even these last 4 months of the year, these last quarters, we should be still doing the same thing. So after the flood, God set a rainbow in the sky to show that he had given us a new beginning. And we're all familiar with the particular story of Noah, how Noah was obedient to God and he built the ark, right? So it says he was obedient to God. God had flooded the entire earth. Now these are people who have never seen rain before. After God had flooded the entire earth, he hung the rainbow in the sky. And that was a sign of a new beginning. That was a sign of a new promise that God had given to them. That I'll never flood the earth again. So every time we see it rain, what we see in the sky, we see a rainbow. Or even if we take some water and wash our car, we may see, part of the rainbow, in the reflection of the water. Why? It's a sign of God's promises of a new beginning. So we also need to understand the Passover. The establishment of the Passover was also a new beginning. I'm going to go back to Exodus chapter 12 and 2. And it reads, "This month shall be your beginning of months. It shall be the first month of the year to you. A new start for Israel after the slavery of Egypt. So I suggest to you that after all the hell that you've been through, that you're getting ready to enter your new beginning. After you have suffered a while, after you have endured long enough, you are entering your new beginning. Now, if we look at what was going on according to Exodus chapter 2, we see the children of Israel crossed over the Jordan River into the land of Canaan. And God told them that they had not passed this before, that he gave them a new beginning. Even when David sinned and repented, God gave him a new beginning. See, even Jesus established a new covenant and he gave us a new beginning. See, God's new beginning with us is so much important. The Bible tells us that old things are passed away. Behold, I am a new creature. So we are new creations in Christ. So we even have a new beginning. Every day that we wake up, it's a new beginning to do something different. Every time you even when you take a nap and you wake up from the nap, there's an opportunity for a new beginning. So we have to stop looking at life as just, hey, the seasons only happen from a month to month, or from the winter to the fall, and the fall, summer, spring. No. A new beginning is any new day that God gives you. That's an opportunity to start something new. That's an opportunity to have a different mentality than we've had before. I've said it before and I'll say it again. The Bible tells us that we got to be transformed. Our mind has to be transformed. We have to change our thinking before we can change our life. Because if we change our thinking, if we truly get a new mindset in our mind, hey, I'm not going to do that anymore, or I'm not going to go to that place anymore, or I'm not going to associate with these people anymore. I first changed it in my mind. And if I change it in my mind, I can see the manifestation in my life. So everything starts in the mind. And if you don't believe me, a prime example, when Satan came in as a serpent in the Garden of Eden, he first convinced Eve in her mind. Before she even ate of the fruit, he had to talk to her to convince her mind, hey, God does not want you to eat of this tree. Why? Because God knows that you're going to be wise and that you're going to know the difference between good and evil, and he does not want you to have that type of knowledge. So Satan had to trick her with words to get her to believe in her mind. And when she partook of it, she did the same exact thing to her husband. She opened her mouth and she began to change his mind. Now, I love Apostle Gail Patterson. She always said that the man is the authority and the woman is the influencer. And that a woman, whether good or bad, can get her husband to do whatever she wants him to do. Why? Because the woman is the influencer of the body, while the man is the head. Amen? So I said all that to say, it is vitally important that we understand that it is time for a new beginning. See, even when Peter sinned and repented, God gave him a new beginning. The Bible tells us that one day there'll be a new heaven and a new earth. That's a new beginning. But I don't have to wait till a new heaven to come to have a new beginning. According to the Lord's Prayer, it says, Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come. Thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. I know it's the will of God for our life. Not just for me now. I know it's the will of God for our life to have a new beginning every single day. When we pray, we should experience heaven on earth. Even every day after that. Your life should be an example of you experiencing heaven on earth. And it's as simple as that. We should be experiencing heaven on earth. So let me give you a few points. In order to have a new beginning, I need you, number one, to consider your ways. I need you to consider your ways. Amen? To consider your ways. See, you have sown so much and harvested little. You eat, but you never have enough. You drink, but you never have your fill. You clothe yourselves, but no one is warm. And he who earns wages does to put them into a bag with holes. Thus said the Lord of hosts, consider your ways. That's the book of Haggai, chapter 1, verse 5 and 7. Haggai chapter 1, verse 5 and 7 tells us to consider our ways. So before you can embrace the newness and have a new beginning, you must consider your ways. Ask yourself, are my ways toxic? Now, even in this scripture, it tells us that we have sown so much and you ain't gained nothing at all. Everything that you've been giving to people, you ain't seen a return on that investment. See, you eat, but it's never enough. You drink, but you're really never full. You clothe yourself, but you're not warm. See, every time you do something, there's nothing ever good come from it. He who earns wages does not put them into a bag of holes. You work 8 to 5 every single day, but you never see anything come out of it. You can never go on a trip. You can never buy yourself nothing. And according to the scripture, it's like you going to work and putting your money in a bag with holes in it. So your money just wasting away. It's important that we, number one, that we consider our ways. Ephesians 5:15 and 17 reads, look carefully then how you walk, not as unwise, but as wise, making the best use of the time, because the days are evil. Therefore, do not be foolish, but understand what the will of the Lord is. So number one, consider your ways. As I consider my ways, I have to understand that I've got to be mindful and be cautious of how I spend my money, about who I invest my time, energy into, and what I invest my time, energy into as well. And then I don't be foolish in making decisions as well. And if I'm going to truly consider my ways, I have to begin to ask myself, does the will for my life line up with the will of God for my life? If we make a decision, hey, before I do anything, I'm going to consult God. Why? Because if I'm going to consider my ways, I've got to consider every foolish thing that I've ever done. Every bad decision, not even bad decisions, but every decision I've ever made in my life. Am I considering every aspect of my life? Every person that I've connected to, every phone call I've ever taken, have I ever considered my ways? So number one, consider your ways. Number two, you must reflect. Just step back, and it goes back to consider your ways. Just step back. Examine everything that's been going on in your life. Examine the last 9 months of this year. I'm going to reflect on the past 9 months of every decision that I've made, of everything that has ever happened, both good and bad. What brought on the bad? And why didn't I have everything that I expected to have in 2019? What has brought me to the place that I am right now? I encourage you to reflect. Number one, I'm going to consider my ways. Number two, I'm going to reflect. I'm going to stop and I'm going to reflect. Just ponder, just think about it. You ain't got to tell nobody about it, but just think about it. And last but not least, after you have considered your ways, after you have had a time of reflection, I'm going to encourage you to refocus. Pastor, why you say refocus? Too often in life we get sidetracked by the things of the world. Of course, Scripture said the lust of the eye, lust of the flesh, and the pride of life. We get sidetracked on things that are not important. But can you stop? Can you consider your ways? Can you reflect? And can you refocus? If I'm refocusing, I'm putting my mind back into the hands of the Father. Every decision that I make, I don't make it without Him. Some people believe that, hey, some decisions I ought to consult God. No, every decision you should consult God. I remember it was David before he took on the army, he asked God, shall I pursue? Before he did anything, before he called in the troops, the leaders, before he put a plan of attacking him, he consulted God. May I suggest to you that a lot of things in your life will look a lot better if you would just consult God. if you will consider your ways, if you will have a time of reflection, and if you will begin to refocus. Because honestly, we could have started the year with good intentions. Hey, I'm going to read my Bible more. Hey, I'm going to pray more. I'm going to do this more. And along the year, we get comfortable and complacent. Well, I'm going to try to read at least, a chapter or two. But then the chapter 2 turned to a verse or two. And a verse or two just passed by. But well, I try to read, pull up the scripture of the day on my Bible app. The next thing you know, you never pull up the scripture. And your Bible app ain't been open in 20 days. And 20 days turn into 50 days. And we lose focus. And it happens in life. Why? Because we start the year off gun-ho. And it's like, hey, God's going to do a new thing for me. And we get so excited about it. We jump around and we shout and we dance and we sing. We get excited about the new thing that he's doing. And then a month or two passes. Somebody in your family gets sick or God doesn't answer a prayer that you've been asking him to do. And another month passes by. And you find yourself just growing weary. You're trying to do right. And it seems like every time you try to do right, the Satan is fighting against you. And then you begin to pray, and it seems like even God is even listening to you. He don't even hear you. I want to suggest to you that as September is according to the Jewish calendar, it is our new beginning. It is the beginning of a new year for us as believers. I suggest to you that number one, you consider your ways. You have a time of reflection, and you refocus. You get yourself back on track. And I guarantee you, if you do those three things, every day you'll understand, hey, it's a new beginning for me. Every day I'm going to consider my ways. Every day I'm going to have a moment of reflection. And every day I got to refocus every single day. Why? The Bible even tells us that our mercy runs out. At the end of the day, the mercy is gone. Some people, before the end of the day, some people at the beginning, they wake up out of bed. Somebody call you, and they make your bed. Now you didn't cuss them out, or you didn't say so and so. You didn't have had a thought that was outside the will of God. So now you got to get yourself together again. But at the end of each day, we should, hey, this is the end of the day. Lord, I thank you for the end of this day. I thank you, Lord, for keeping me to the end of this day. Lord, I'm considering my ways. I'm considering the things that I could have controlled. Why? God gives us a way of escape to every situation. An employer, a boss, or whatever it may be. Somebody may come in your face. Somebody may come in your DM on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, whatever. They may come sideways to you. They may get nasty with you in the mall or at Walmart. But how you react to things shows how mature you are in Christ. So, hey, Pastor, you're right. I got to consider my ways. I got to have time of reflection. And I got to refocus. So at the end of every night, I consider you before you take that breath to go to sleep at night. Before you go to sleep, before you scroll on Facebook so you can doze off, I want to challenge you to pray to God. And God, I ask you that you search my heart from the inside out. That's an old song that used to say that. Search me, Lord. If you find anything that shouldn't be, I think it was take it out and clean it, something like that. It was something like that. So we should get back to that point. Lord, I want you to search me. Search every part of me. Any part that's not like me, Lord, I want you to clean it up, oh God. That's considering your ways, considering the things that you have done. That's reflecting. Lord, I know I could have made a better decision. I know I really didn't have to say that on Facebook. But they made me mad, so I did post it. It's you being honest with the God that he knows your heart. But it's you being honest with God enough to say, yes, I messed up. Yes, I dropped the ball. I failed this time, but I won't fail again. Amen? Amen. Somebody give God a praise. Amen. 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 So I want us to get to a point where every day we are saying that God is exalted, the devil is defeated, and we have the victory. So no matter what you're going in your life, no matter what is going on throughout your entire day, just find yourself walking. God is exalted, the devil is defeated, and I have the victory. Somebody texts you, call you crazy, saying something off the wall. God is exalted, the devil is defeated, and I have the victory. Why? Because this is my new beginning. I refuse to let anybody or anything stop me from receiving what God has for me. He got something new for me. I said this on the live on Facebook, according to Oral Roberts. Oral Roberts, you say, something good is about to happen to you. No, we're going to change it. Something good is happening to me right now. Something good happening to me. It's happening right now to me. Why? Because God is exalted, the devil is defeated, and I have the victory. In your marriage, in your relationship, in your family, God is exalted, the devil is defeated, and I have the victory. At your job, working with people that you may not even like, God is exalted, the devil is defeated, and I have the victory. We got to be mindful not to give Satan any room to creep in. Why? Because this is your new beginning. He can't have any room in this place. Why? Because God is exalted, the devil is defeated, and I have the victory. Now, he was defeated thousands of years ago when Jesus went to hell and defeated death, burial, and the grave. He took a licking. Now he can keep on kicking. I think that's how the saying goes. So he now already been whooped. He now already been torn from the floor up. Jesus has already won it for us. All we got to do is to put our shoulders back and to hold our head up. God is exalted. The devil is defeated, and I have the victory. Amen.